Today we got Superman, Last Son of Krypton, taking on Atrocitus, the founder of the Red Lantern Corps. Who wins? Well, let's find out. Rocketed to Earth as an infant from the doomed planet Krypton, Kal-El was adopted by the living Kent family and raised in America's heartland as Clark Kent. Using his immense solar-fueled powers, he became Superman to defend mankind against all manner of threats while championing truth, justice, and the American way. Superman is arguably the strongest hero in the DC universe, and has performed some truly incredible feats of strength, even helping to move the entire Earth before alongside Wonder Woman and Martian Manhunter. He's also held a miniature black hole in his hands before, destroyed a moon, although he was knocked out by the force of the blast, and has beaten down Darkseid and Doomsday. Superman also has the ability to move at faster than light speeds, and his top speed hasn't even really been calculated. But it is generally assumed that he's slower than the Flash. Not by much though. In battle, Clark can move so fast that not only does he have time to dodge attacks, but he can actually plan out his next course of action in between his opponent's punches. He's also able to land hundreds of strikes just a few seconds, and his mind is just as fast too, allowing him to process and understand vast amounts of information almost instantaneously. Superman is one of the most durable beings in existence, able to withstand bullets, missiles, bombs, and other man-made weapons without a scratch. In fact, you're more likely to hurt yourself by punching Superman than actually hurting him. However, it's not impossible to injure the Man of Steel. Characters with super strength like Mongol, Despero, and Doomsday have injured Clark before. He's also been hurt by powerful energy attacks. Superman has limitless stamina, as long as he's exposed to the yellow sun radiation, and his body also emits a gravitational field that enables him to defy gravity and fly at faster than light speeds. Kal-El has the ability to suck in large amounts of air into his lungs, and then create strong gusts of wind with it. He's even able to control the temperature with which he expels this wind, which results in his freeze breath. Superman also has the ability to convert stored solar energy into beams of thermal energy that can reach a temperature comparable to stars. Finally, he's a capable fighter and has a knowledge of boxing, brawling, and pressure points. But he's by no means an expert fighter, instead relying on his incredible powers to win the fight. And then, in the corner of Atrocitus, one of the 5 survivors of the massacre in Sector 666, and the founder of the Red Lantern Corps, Atrocitus anointed the Red Lantern in blood, and harnessed the power of rage and red light. Atrocitus is an extremely physically powerful being, as he was able to take on Hal Jordan and Sinestro by himself, and crush their energy constructs in his bare hands. He's easily killed members of the Green Lantern Corps, is able to beat down on Apollo and Martian Manhunter, and even fought against and defeated his own Corps by himself. I really don't know why Atrocitus fights hand-to-hand so often, because he's got the Red Lantern ring, but he does, and he's managed to kill 2 Guardians of the Universe with his hands. Atrocitus is also superhumanly durable, as he's able to take attacks from Sinestro and Hal without his ring, and even took attacks from pretty much every member of the Red Lantern Corps, just kept on fighting. Atrocitus also has his Red Lantern ring, and he actually displays better control over his power ring than most other members of the Red Lantern Corps. He's not just reduced to a mindless rage like the others, but retains all the powers it gives the wielder. The ring can construct anything that the wearer can imagine, as long as they're willing to make it. Most Red Lanterns seem to have a difficult time creating or maintaining constructs, but Atrocitus is one of the handful that's able to do it. He's also able to project beams, form protective bubbles and force fields, and fire destructive blasts, with these attacks coming from the mouths of the Red Lantern. He's also able to fire napalm blasts from his mouth, and this breath has vaporized lanterns and caused severe pain to Martian Manhunter and Krona. Atrocitus is also able to survive his heart being ripped out and continues to act and behave normally, as it's been mentioned that a Red Lantern's ring replaces their heart. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, this fight is really tough, and should make for one incredible battle between these two characters. Physically, Superman's got the advantage, because, well, it's Superman. Clark has consistently shown that he's strong enough to move moons and even planets, but I don't want to focus on that. Instead, let's take a look at Superman's punching power. It is a fight, after all. He's punched Lobo out of orbit, easily shattered through Green Lantern constructs, punched Wraith all the way from Gotham to the Gobi Desert. He's punched Wonder Woman from the sun all the way to the Earth, and Batman seems pretty convinced that he could punch the moon to dust. That's some serious power, and I think he's just a step above Atrocitus in terms of pure strength. However, Atrocitus can definitely pack a wallop as well. I mean, he fought against Martian Manhunter and Apollo while weakened. He took down Kyle Rayner just a kick, easily fought against Hal, Sinestro, and other Lanterns, and probably most impressively, killed 2 Guardians with his bare hands. Say what you will, but I believe that puts him comfortably on the same strength level as Superman, even if Clark has a slight edge. Both of these guys are also superhumanly durable, as Atrocitus has fought against and taken attacks from most of the Red Lantern Corps at once, as well as barely being hurt or even phased by attacks from Apollo, Hal, or Sinestro. Gotta give the edge to Clark though, especially after taking attacks from Monarch, Superboy Prime, Darkseid, and Doomsday, and surviving black holes, implosions, and supernovas. Then, let's not even kid ourselves. There's no comparison between Superman or Atrocitus when it comes to speed. The Red Lantern hasn't displayed any speed feats that are really worth writing home about, while Clark is easily one of the fastest people in the DC universe. However, the question is, how will Superman use this speed in a fight? Because if we're being honest, he could use his super speed to dodge every attack that comes his way. Clark should never get hit, unless the person has a similar level of speed. On top of that, he should be able to use his super speed and strength to effectively win every fight before it even starts. But he doesn't. He gets hit all the time and loses more fights than he should. Why is that? Well, Clark has a tendency to slug it out and brawl probably more than he should, but he keeps speed at a minimum while inside the atmosphere to prevent any damage to innocent people nearby. Well, that shouldn't really be a problem in this fight, because considering he's fighting Atrocitus, odds are they're going to be in outer space and beyond Earth's atmosphere. So how will Superman's speed factor in then? Well, he does prefer to use a speed blitz out in outer space, especially if his opponent is a real threat, and Clark is taking the fight seriously. He quickly blitzed Darkseid to the sun, Wonder Woman from the Earth to the sun just under 2 minutes, outraced and blitzed General Zod and Ursa, as well as fighting Superboy Prime from Earth to Oa all the way to Krypton. Now, Just because Superman is speed blitzing someone doesn't mean he's unstoppable, as he was actually hit back and countered in pretty much all of those speed blitzes that I just mentioned. But it just makes common sense that if Clark decides to speed blitz Atrocitus, he's gonna land more hits on Atrocitus than Atrocitus can land on him. Not to mention the fact that Clark might be able to grab that Red Lantern ring off of his finger. Although this is a strategy that he rarely uses when fighting against lanterns. Anyways, Superman's speed is a big advantage for him in this fight. But Atrocitus has got a big advantage of his own, namely that power ring. With the Red Lantern ring, Atrocitus can vomit up his plasma, which has been described as a mixture of napalm and acid, and has the ability to burn away at anything. It's even injured Martian Manhunter and Krona, so it would injure Superman as well. He can fire rage-energized blood at his enemies, and Atrocitus is one of the few Red Lanterns who can form constructs, which are said to be tangible forms of pure rage. He's beat Hal, Sinestro, Saint Walker, and Carol, beat Martian Manhunter and Apollo while weakened, tore through armies of Manhunters, and even killed 2 Guardians of the Universe. Yes, he's had some low showings throughout the years, especially in the New 52 when he lost to Guy Gardner. But, for the most part, Atrocitus is way up there when we're talking about power levels. So the final question, is Superman up there on that same level? Could he do some of the things that Atrocitus has done? Well, yes, I think so, but that's not really the point. Because here's the thing. Atrocitus is not always at that level. He tends to fight more hand-to-hand, almost like he forgets that he has his ring at times. That's not how you want to take on Superman, especially when the big guy is physically more powerful than you. And if that's how Atrocitus tends to fight, well, then I gotta give the slightest edge in victory to Superman, especially with his speed unleashed in outer space. Superman wins like 5.5 times out of 10. But, what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts, so sign off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe button, more videos just one every single weekday, and I'll see you next time.